guys, well hello again. It is Nana from nowhere and I am going to be doing day 3. I will be out of town tomorrow, so I actually went ahead and pre-recorded day 4, so in case you were curious what that is. But in the meantime, I am going to be doing another practice for art, digital art, because it's been 20 years since I have done artwork on the digital media, and I am just trying to figure out what I got, where I got it. So, tell you what, I wanted to try on a different background color because primarily a lot of people do white, and that's all fine and good. But I wanted to try just a different art one. So, tell you what I wanted to do. This is going to be just kind of a super simple one. So let's do coffee cup. I'm going to start with the base. Well, actually, this is going to be the lid because the lid is layered. If you ever look at an actual coffee cup, it's got a lip on it because that's how it holds onto the coffee cup. And then I know it's going to have a cozy, so it's down over here. And then it's going to have, there's the actual cup, which it goes down from there. And now we're going to go down from over here. So, is it perfect? No. Is it also leaning? Sort of. But you know what? That's okay, because I can then this kind of, whoops. Oh my goodness. I'm going to select, and there's a way to do this. So select inverse. Yeah, something like that. And then I think there's a rotate button around here somewhere. Rotate left. Not quite. Oh, no. Another layer. And oh god. This is so freaking funny. Okay, let's deselect here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Just oh my goodness. So we're gonna select that on that layer. And what I would really like to do is rotate it. Is there a way to rotate it? Select. There should be a way to rotate it. And it shouldn't just be these rotates. There should be another way to rotate it. I can do this. Is there a rotate? Is there a rotate? Is there a rotate? Rotate. There's a left, a right, and a flip. You know what? Right. Right. We're actually going to deselect it. We're going to zoom in because I feel not very confident. But you know what? That's okay. So I am actually going to turn the opacity down on this one just so I can kind of see it. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to fix this poor guy. Fix him right up. Because you got to practice, man. That didn't turn. Why is this sometimes at an angle? I swear. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. I think it's because my arm is on an angle on the tablet. There we go, there we go. Much better. And this is going to kind of come in, so it needs to come about there. There you go. Okay, now I do want to go ahead and transition to a different color. Kind of want brown. Go down here. And the reason I'm doing it, I want to just try doing a colored outline. That's a little too low. It's a little too low. Let's turn up the mic and bring it up a little bit. No, 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 no. You know what? Fine. I'm gonna leave it like that. Go like that. Okay, because it does have a band on it. And I actually want to kind of round that up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oops, that went a little too far. So let's erase. Erase. Okay, now back to this one. And then, you know what, let's do blue. Or, actually, I haven't used a lot of green. This is not a reference to a coffee company, if anything specific. But I haven't had a real chance to play with green. So I kind of just want to play with green. Let's play with green. Oops, that did not do well. And we're kind of angle it some, angle it some. You know what, I don't think I added enough curve to that, so let's swing it around. And we're gonna dip it just a little bit, Actually, I don't like that. Because you gotta remember, so these are, when you look at a coffee cup, they are pretty square because they're prefabricated. If they're too curved, they don't fit on the coffee cup right. Okay. Okay. I can see it. I can see it. So as for an underlayer, I'm going to swap this down because I'm actually going to set the round, more pink, and why not? So perfect. Brilliant. Oh no! Oh no! I'm in the wrong layer. I'm always in the wrong layer. Why do we even have that layer? Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. I know this fuchsia is gonna be like in your face with can of mace. What? Can of mace? That's okay. But you know what? It's good enough for this work. This is all practice. That's the best part about practice, is that it is practice for a freaking reason. I do need to cover at least this lip up because this is the lip of the cup. It doesn't have to be like a perfect cover up because the cup is going to be white, but in the same time, I don't want to confuse what is line art and what is actual like color layer. Okay, cool. And the other reason why I'm doing it in this like deep purple is because I want to have that colored layer. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the cups. We're gonna start with the cup because that's gonna be the most noticeable. We're gonna go back to the brush. Okay, so actually what I'm gonna do is select that. And we're gonna fill it. And then I can take it to the edges. Take it to the P. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and deselect that. I know it is not perfect at all, but that's okay. Because then you go in and just saturate that thing. Because we're trying to hide the pink. This was another reason I turned it dark like that in the background, is so I could really see where I am missing spots. Which is perfectly fine. Okay. And then I'm also going to select that part, fill it. I like patching the edges here just because, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to go in there and work on it some more, but I can catch the spots here. And I can be a little bit more messy and not have to worry about it too horribly bad until I deselect. And then I can go in here and really fine tune those edges. Yeah, just to make them disappear. Same thing with up here. Okay, now that we've kind of have a more clean canvas, I'm going to pull it. I'm going to go ahead and take that shading. Which direction do I want to go? I don't want to just go straight gray. It needs some color to it. I don't want to go too hard. No, that's too dark. Okay. And then I have really started to find that I like the airbrush tool, especially if I'm just trying to give it a really subtle edge. Because again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because remember, the shadow is going to be down here. And that one can be really bold. So that shadow is going to be kind of like down here. And I'll do more of an iron out later, but so when I am over here with my airbrush, being my airbrush self, living my best airbrush life, I can go in here because there needs to be some air, some shading over here. Take some extra just over here, just underneath that lip. Think of it like a pretty marshmallow, just on the edges. Just on the edges. When I used to use Adobe, so when I first learned digital art, I used Adobe because that's what was provided for me at high school. And I use the burn tool a lot. And the reason I use the burn tool is because I could get the darker, with similar airbrush style, but a darker color relatively easily. And then just build it up. And yes, I do know I am still working on the same layer. I like doing it this way because then I can go down to the blur tool and kind of fade them even more. The only problem with the blur is if you get too fat of a blur, it will go outside your edges and then it's not nearly as good. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the airbrush. I'm going to do the same at the top here. And then I'm going to do this one a different style. But in the meantime, I know I'm going to need that dark underneath the lip of this cup here. And yeah, this is how I actually like do my art. I do a lot of like little strokes, lots of little strokes. Lots of little itty bitty strokes. Lots of little itty bitty strokes. Then we're gonna go back down to the blur. Another fun one to use is like the smudge. Oh no! Except when you have like super amazing colors. But like you can play around with it a little bit. But this smudge is like super strong right now. So like if you wanted to pull some of this off the edges a little bit, that's how you do it. Bring it in the direction that you want it to smudge. And the fun thing is that you see how it's taking just ever so little bit of that pink. Just ever so little bit of that pink. It doesn't have to do much. But it's fun like that. Okay, so that's the cup. And then we're going to do another layer. This is going to be one on top. This is going to be... I don't really want to get too much into the shading, so we're gonna do the brown. We'll do the greens. It's like with the green. All right, so I see a green lid and I want to paint it green. What am I doing? Good grief. Select dude. At least get that in there, man. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Actually, quite a lot. Okay. Select. Reselect the next part. I need the pink in. I'm not ignoring the other lines. I'm just getting into this first. Just makes it so much easier to clean up later. Okay. Oops, wrong button. Why is I always good in practice? Habit. That's why. Habit. Habit. It really is. It just makes so much easier when I'm cleaning up the edges to go through this and do it like this. And this is again practice, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice. Do 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 do. Okay, now we're gonna do the decelerates. And now we're gonna go in here and just clean up these edges. And honestly, I think if I just leave those as an effect, I don't think it's gonna kill anything to make them. Sorcery. 'Cause I'm magic. Like a magician. With a paintbrush. Yeah, right. There's clanging in the kitchen. My folks are making a cake for quilting tomorrow. Fantastic! How very fun, but I don't know if you can see it on screen. You can see a very subtle difference between the two. I find that awesome. Alright. I do kind of want to go back to the airbrush. Okay, so no, I wanted to do a different version of this. I wanted to take the saturation down. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Because the fun thing about saturation is then you can go over it a second time and do like a naturally darker color and not even try that hard. So when I go like this, and then I let go and do another one, and it's like that. Because I do a lot of like little strokes. Just to kind of give it that depth. Okay, now this one, kind of needs to go around and be like a fountain. Around again. And we're not going to worry about it too much because I'm going to blur or smudge this one out some. It does need to be kind of more significance because it is the edge piece. Or do I want those reversed? I do want those reversed. Okay. Never mind. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this one, we're gonna get that one, and we're gonna do this one, and then we're gonna make it all the way to the top. There we go like this. Because I don't want to fight it, I'm just gonna erase what I did, and I did it in so many little strokes, cannot backstage. So we're gonna go like this, because I want this one to be a little lighter because it's at an angle. And that one's dark. So now we're going to go back to the opacity. And we're going to drop that, drop that, drop that. Longer strokes, give it that layered look. Overshot just a little bit. There. Damn it. There. There. Why are you not going darker? Why are you darker than me? place that I'm like too high? But hell, man. Why are you not going darker than what I want you to do? Maybe that'll do. That's okay. So, but again, I also haven't even highlights to this yet, so that's fine. Yep. And then I'm going to go to the opposite side of things. If you hold it down as you're working, it will stay the same consistency until you let go. So then you can go back and layer them lighter and lighter or darker and darker. So with this one, that one overshot it just a little bit. So that one, I want some individual highlights here, and then you can go in with that pen. Kind of do it that way. And then you can go in here and play some of the shadows. So see how it kind of went that way, and then if you still don't really like it, you can go down into the blur. I'm in the blur! And just kind of smudge them out just a little bit. Like over here in the edges. The only problem with the blur is it will kind of shove over here into, it will bleed. So like I kind of like the definition up here, but like over here in these edges you can really kind of blur it out and it's not going to be as bad. Like the lid came out really well. Do just a little bit on these edges here, just to bring it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, we're gonna do one new layer. This is gonna be the brown. I'm gonna start with this. We're gonna select. Fill her up. Clean her up. Clean her up, clean her up, clean her up. Select, deselect. Oopsie. Am I in the blur? I'm in the blur. I'm in the blur. No wonder it wasn't working. Good heavens. Can you tell I'm tired? Can you tell I'm tired? You know what's really tired? Is when you're not even using 100% opacity. And I'll just leave that white line because that one's kind of cool. Okay, so we're drop the opacity. We're going to take it a little darker. We're going to also do the same over here, because sometimes you just gotta. Gotta have some sound effects in here too. Up to that one. I'm gonna do some highlights on this. I do kind of want to blur this one just because. Where's my blur? I'm in the blur! Just around those edges, really around those edges. It didn't be perfect, but like. And then I can go back. And go back. Add some more. Shit. I need to turn these buttons off, I think. No. Okay. So then, my last little tidbit will be the shadow layer, because I do want to kind of give it a little bit more definition of the shadow. I'm going to kind of give it to pivot it just a little bit. Yeah, kind of like that. And then oh, okay, I see what I did. Okay, yeah, again, remember, as long as you don't take your pen off when you layer with the opacity down, it doesn't necessarily, it's only when you lift your pen. So even then, zoom it out now. It's a coffee cup. It works. And then you can turn that off. Better yet, turn all the other ones off. Go back to your layer and change the color to something that's a little more appealing. Like, let's kind of go with like a vanilla color. Okay, so like let's, yeah, that'll work. Kind of a buttery vanilla color. And you see our layers. Because even without the, there you go. Okay, oh, I forgot one thing. Just because it is kind of important. I need a color. And that is actually, I need it slightly darker. Maybe actually not. Alright. Because you gotta have a place to drink. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna call that one down. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a great way to really practice on like the shading and kind of really remember how I like to draw, which is a lot of like scribble lines to kind of give it that whooshed detail. Okay, so we're gonna save as day 03. Copy. And I think I'm gonna call it there. Alright guys, well I won't be around tomorrow. I will be, oh no, not tomorrow. I'll be driving tomorrow. Today is Monday. Oh god, my brain is like nowhere anywhere. But anyway, so yeah, I'll be driving day 5. But in the meantime, here you go. Here's my coffee cup, and I will see y'all another day. Bye.